Should we take some questions? Can we take some questions from the crowd? Do you have a mic or something, or you just stand up, right? That's all right. All right, that's okay.
Shout.
You guys have any questions? Yeah. You guys have any questions? Yeah, go ahead, right here. Okay. Okay. What do you mean, 3D stuff? Oh, that was in an arcade? Oh. I mean, I have the PlayStation VR. Shipwreck, you haven't
Having it and using it are two different things.
I played Astro Boy. It was really good. You need to try it while you're here.
Okay.
Astro Boy, I mean, you're not gonna, because your kids are gonna be punching you in the nuts the whole time.
Right.
As soon as Daddy can't see anything, there's no protection. Hey, look, Daddy can't see or hear. Now's your time to work the body. Yeah, I'm not like super into VR, even though like I really like the concept and all. I just don't think it's quite there yet. I don't know. Was the Japanese arcade one like a step above? Like, yeah, okay. So I haven't checked that out yet, but I could see like it getting to the point where it's so amazing and the quality is so good, it's really unavoidable that you're going to want to try it out. But we're just not quite there yet, I think. Now it's still a bit of a gimmick, I feel. Any other questions? Right here. Question was about Ooblets is the name of the game, right? So Ooblets going Epic Store exclusive. And then all these people who had no interest in the game from the very start were so mad that the game was going to Epic Store, they decided to harass the developers and, just post, harass the developers. Like death threats, all the bad stuff, as bad as you could go. Because these guys decided to release their game on the Epic Store, which actually funds indie game development. Unlike Steam, which just takes a cut of the game, Epic will, to small developers, they will basically guarantee money up front to the developers for going exclusive, and then the developers can use that money to make the game. So for a game like Ooblets or a small team like that, like it's a no-brainer. You're not two people. Like, what are you going to say no to somebody literally investing in your game and guaranteeing that you're not going to lose money because there's a minimum sales guarantee? You would have to be a pretty bad business person to not do that deal. I understand the complaints that the Epic Store doesn't have the features that Steam does, but obviously they're striving to improve the store. They're trying to be a real competitor with Steam. I don't think the plan is, hey, let's just get a bunch of exclusives and have a shitty store. They want to have a real competitor. So they're going to eventually probably have all the features that Steam would have. But people need to calm down with their video games. They got to stop getting mad.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because I heard you were responsible for a few of those death threats, especially the anti-Semitic ones.
Well, yeah, that's my MO, but that doesn't mean that I did it.
No. Yeah, that's
people are just mad.
Yeah,
like,
they were
constantly. They're just mad.
They're looking for something to get mad about.
It seems like a silly. Again, I'm not a PC gamer, and by that I mean politically correct. That was a terrible joke.
No, it was good.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Right. For you, it was good.
Thanks. So I guess I don't get it. Like, really looking from the outside in on this one, I don't understand it at all. So you want to play this game, but to download the launcher, which is free and doesn't cost you any more and helps the people making the game you want, you're going to get angry about that.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's weird. It's not something that's worth getting angry about, for sure.
I mean, it's not like microphone quality type stuff.
That hurts.
It should.
I apologize. I apologize 6 years later. Come on.
Exactly. Yes. It's all water under the bridge.
No, never threaten anybody. That's a good, pretty good motto to live by. Got any other questions out there? Okay, right here in front. So the question was for the people listening at home is basically, how do you monitor your kids when they're playing games that have sort of gambling mechanics in them? How do you deal with that? Well, I'll tell you, recently, Ty had a friend come over and from out of town, and the mom was beside herself because the kid is addicted to Fortnite, and she didn't understand why. It wasn't like she saw what was happening in the game, but she couldn't get it. And I had to explain to her, she knew about loot boxes, but I explained to her that there's also the random aspect in these battle royale games where you're dropped in and with nothing, and you're opening up crates to find weapons and armor. And I know I play a lot of those games, and it definitely does something to my brain. That randomness, like, oh, I could start off this game and have like be fully kitted out and be awesome, or I could spend 2 minutes and not even have a gun. I think does the same exact thing in somebody's brain as like loot box mechanics. It's like, and when you combine that with the actual loot boxes, it's and like that adrenaline rush from the battle royale games. Like when I get down to like the top 3 or something, like I get very sweaty. I don't get that in other games. Like I'm physically sweating. My heartbeat goes up. Like I have the Apple Watch. I can see it. I don't think, like, it's not a joke. Like really, it's really true. And I think that does something to kids. Same thing happens in kids, and they're not equipped for that. And to answer the question, you have to explain it to the kids. You say, hey, look, this is what happens in these games. And if the kid's old enough, he can have some understanding of it. But
my kids play. Sabrina likes to play a lot of Minecraft, which I'm okay with that because that's fairly low key.
It's Legos on a screen.
Yeah, it's Legos on a screen. She's really good at like figuring, like, hey, if you put this with this and this and this, it's a computer. I'm like, sure it is. Good job. So, and it's really impressive. And she makes like full houses that are fully furnished and everything's made from scratch. And it is. I kind of like that. I like that for both of them. I think that Minecraft is actually pretty cool that way.
Totally.
Also, they don't buy anything extra in that. Everything that's in Minecraft vanilla is all they've ever asked for. On the flip side of that, they do also like Roblox. And Roblox is a hellish landscape of intellectual property theft that should be burned to the ground.
And it's free to play.
It is free to play.
Loaded with microtransactions.
It is loaded with microtransactions, and everything is in Robux. Most of it is not blind, although they do sell the blind box action figures. So that's similar to like your Funko Minis, that kind of a thing.
Right. But it doesn't have loot boxes, right?
It doesn't have loot boxes in it. If you buy the blind box in the store with the action figure, there is a downloadable code for like a hat. But that's what it is to buy. Nothing's blind. The Robux all go to buying specific items. They're basically past the wanting to buy stuff in Roblox phase, which is nice. But there was a time there where it was like, whatever birthday money they got, they're like, can we put this into Robux?
Right.
No, you can't. Can we please? And then it would be like, okay, here's $10 in Robux. Like that was kind of their limit.
Can Robux be my bank?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like $10. And you can't, and we also had to set the rules. Like, here's $10 in Robux. It's your favorite game. Fine. I get it. We haven't spent any other money on it. And it's not our money anyway. Here's your $10 in Robux. But if you're going to spend the Robux, you have to come to us first. And we have to agree that this is what you're going to spend the Robux on.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep track on how much you have in Robux. So we'll know if you spend it. And if you spend it, we will delete the app. So they would come to us and sit down and be like, okay, I want to get, these angel wings, and not everything would be wearable in every game. Thank you. So it's like a whole thing. It's like, well, can you wear this in everything in Roblox? Or are you just wasting it for this one-time use thing? And it was like a whole thing. So in other words, yes, it sucks.
But I feel like seriously though, the Battle Royale, there's something special that Battle Royale does to people's brains. It's just, I mean, look at Fortnite. It's a phenomenon. It's not, and all these Battle Royale games, reach this real peak of popularity. Like that's really sort of unheard of. It's because of this randomization, I'm telling you.
I think there's just that rush in general because everyone wants to hear about Rainbow Six Siege.
You get the rush from Rainbow Six? You get sweaty hands?
You get sweaty hands. You get so into it. I mean, I like posting my clips on Twitter, which, you know what? Even that's part of it now, though, too. If I get something that would make a good clip, I get super excited. I'm like, I'm saving that, record that button, hitting that Y button as fast as I can. And also when you win a match, then you get a spin of the wheel. And if you spin the wheel and win, then you can get a chance to get the blind bag.
The most obnoxious implementation.
It is pretty obnoxious.
Pretty much.
And then when you get it, you feel like you just won everything.
It made me feel bad when I would see that. It would actually tell you, if you win a match, it would tell you your percentage chance of winning a loot box, and it was like 3%.
Yeah, I was at 33% this morning, and I'm like, okay, if I win one round, there's a really good chance I'm going to get something.
It goes up like 1% every time you lose.
It's like
or something?
2 or 3%.
Yeah, something horrible.
So I did it this morning, and yes, and I did. I won a round. I won the blind bag, and you would think that it was Christmas to get a skin on 3 pistols. I'm like, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever done. So
Sounds like you're part of the problem.
I am 100% part of the problem, but I guess maybe that's the key to it in a sort of a weird way. Is if it's going to be a problem, maybe you need to kind of narrow your scope. Like if it's going to be my problem, then it's my problem in Rainbow Six, and I've already spent the maximum I'm going to spend in that game. So at least I'm not spending any more money. And if this is the rush I want to get,
That's a game you buy, though.
Yeah,
That's a game. Like, there's a.
but I'm not
finite-
paying for those blind bags.
Right, but I like, so my kids are both still younger than school age. My daughter's getting ready to start kindergarten, so I've been able to like shield what games she plays. They're all, I mean, the Paw Patrol game. We play Kingdom Hearts, Mario. But as soon as she goes to school, and these free to play games are what all the kids are playing because their parents aren't going out and buying them $60 games. That's like how they get everybody into these things, is because the parents will buy the console and then the kids find the free to play games and then they tell their kids about, or tell their friends about them.
Right.
And then you're stuck in this.
Roblox.
Right. You're stuck in Roblox. You're stuck in Fortnite.
It's
Just
also just to play with their friends. I mean, it's
Right.
for my son.
Because they're not going to, not everybody buys the game. Yeah. It's the free game.
Yeah.
Which makes it really difficult. I'm not looking forward to that. I do not like the free game mechanic.
No.
Yeah. But
good luck.
Yeah, I know. Good luck.
Any other questions? Right here. Okay. What dormant franchise that's been dormant for 10 years? Jade Empire.
Tony Hawk. Oh no, they made a crappy one. Dang it. I almost got through that one.
Just say Jade Empire.
I never even played that.
Robot Alchemic Drive for PS2.
That was cool.
That was a good PS2 game. Remember that one?
I do remember. I
robots
did play
that had a
that.
little
I did
control?
play that.
That was
one.
pretty awesome. It was a little janky, but it was pretty good.
War of the Monsters would be a good one too.
Sure.
Too human.
Free to play is definitely attractive to young children and their parents because the parents don't have to do anything until the kid starts pestering them for all the tchotchkes. But yeah, free to play seems to do well for a lot of these companies. Let's go right here. So the question is basically, what's the future of E3 since they've basically been dropping the ball lately with pretty much everything and leaking everybody's data.
I think the big question is, who is E3 for?
The E3 is for the ESA to make money, I think. And
is that really it at this point? But was that what E3 was for 10 years ago?
Maybe not. So I think what's going to happen is that they're going to outsource this to probably the same company that does PAX. Because these companies are positioned to run a show properly, probably not leak your data, probably, they've opened it up to the public the last couple of years, and I think they still haven't really nailed that. I don't think the people...
It's like someone there went to San Diego Comic-Con and was like, we need to do this.
Right. But not how. They don't know how.
But they don't know how.
And they don't know really what to offer the public who are coming and paying a lot of money, other than standing in a line for 4 hours.
And does there still need to be an E3 that was like the E3 of yesteryear, where it was really more about press and retailers to show off their new products that might be a little more boring but more functional?
Yeah. Well, it's a very controlled message. That's the important part of it for the publishers. Is it's not. They have a specific message that they want to get out there at E3.
And they want to track all the data from people who are seeing the message. So that's why EA is now off-site and they do their own thing, and you wear a bracelet and they track your movement through the thing. Every game you play, they know who you are, and it's cheaper for them and they control more. So I really think that it's going to be a Reed Pop. What's the company? Reed that does the... Yeah, Repop.
Exhibition.
It just makes sense, I think.
They could ask Ryan to do it.
You got a question in the back there. Gotcha. So the question is basically the big three, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, seem to be working a lot closer together than they ever had in recent memory. And why? I guess the question is why? What are my thoughts about it? They're trying to lock down their spots, I think, and they certainly all share common goals that they can work towards, whether it's standing up for video games against political pressure, or certain you see like Microsoft and Nintendo sort of teaming up against Sony in a few different things because they're the losers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how it goes every time.
Yeah. I mean, losers as in Sony sold 100 million.
I'd be very happy to have the second best-selling console in the world. Like, I'd be very cool with that.
The loser, I'd like to be a loser like that.
I'll take that check.
Yes, I would like to sell 80 million of something and whatever. 60 million.
And it also helps that each one of these different companies does something probably better than all of the other companies do, and has a technology that the other companies don't have, where they can sort of leverage that. And because, Microsoft still wants to make money, and if making money means they sell their product to Nintendo.
Right. Every decision is because they think they can make more money. So they're working together because they think they can make more money. Basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not, unfortunately,
it has nothing to do with us.
Got you over here. Well, the question is whether GameStop will make it to next gen. Well, next gen is next year, right?
They'll make it to next gen because they're going to make money there when they do that. And it will propel them for a couple years.
There'll be a lot of cash coming in.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be so many ads for these new consoles and everything. And, I mean, even though GameStop is failing, there's still a lot of people that shop at GameStop for games and consoles. Like, a lot of parents know that that's where you go to get consoles. They don't go to Target or Walmart. They go to GameStop. They try to do the trade-in stuff to get the console cheaper.
Right.
So, yeah, I think this is their last big hurrah.
Right. But they'll be here for this. They'll be here for, there'll be a private equity firm that
after that
buys them up.
They must come up with something totally different to survive after that.
Wombat predicted it, I think.
Oh,
remember what happened?
FunStop? Yeah. So I had, what was it? GameStop tweeted out something this week. Something about their place being fun. Our place is fun. What should we call it? And I said, well, why don't you just change your name to FunStop? And they replied back to me saying, we legitimately love this idea. And then immediately deleted the tweet.
Right.
So if part of their rebranding, they're becoming FunStop, this man called it. Or you gave him the idea.
I gave them the idea and they owe me something. I would settle for like the next gen console in the mail. That would work. So, yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty awesome. Who didn't we hear from? Over here, CJ. Okay, let me tell you what happened with the E3 pizza cutters. First of all...
And they're called E3 cutters?
First of all, Thorban, who runs @Video Game Deals Twitter account for me, hated the idea from the very start. He was totally against the idea. He thought it was just the most moronic, stupidest thing, and basically told me that to my face. Then turned out he was right. I gave away actually more pizza cutters than I have. So not only do I not have any left, I don't have one for myself, and I gave away 5 more than I actually had. So I had to actually go out and buy Sonic the Hedgehog pizza cutters or offer them a $25 Amazon gift card. So the $5 pizza cutter cost me a lot more.
Well, it's because you left them in your hotel room in E3.
No. Right? I just gave them away. No, I didn't leave anything.
Oh, I thought we decided that we thought Thorban took them.
I took everything.
Oh, you
everything
did.
Came
you
home.
did.
It's just,
okay.
I don't know. I'm not great at math.
I would have let you, the one that I have, I would have let you give to
No, I had
someone.
5 that I went over by 5.
I'm just saying, then you would have only been over by 4. I would have been happy to...
I had to solve the problem.
I would have been happy to fall on that pizza cutter.
You're a nice guy. Right here. I mean, it's an interesting career because you peak out like at 18, probably, right? Like you're pretty much over the hill. I don't really care for Fortnite, but I was interested to check it. I didn't go to check it out.
I thought watching it was really engaging.
I didn't even watch it.
I really liked watching it. I did. There's something about it. Fortnite itself, which I think is very unique, the building aspect of it, because it does have that dual skill set where it's not just the mad shooting. It's
little
also
creativity.
There's the creativity to see what these people build and how they still win is actually, I thought, was very interesting to watch.
Okay.
And I think for esports, that's probably one of the big keys right there. If something's interesting to watch, people are going to watch it. ABC has had a hit all summer with mini golf because they made mini golf interesting to watch.
How do you do that?
How?
I'm asking how.
I've
never heard of this.
I forget the other guy's name, but one guy, Rob Riggle, is one of the hosts. And
Steph Curry.
Yeah. And
but
Steph Curry, there's another guy too. Do
they electrify the greens or something? Or like... Okay, so stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening while they're playing, but they made mini golf interesting in a hit.
Like you're putting and like a football player comes out
and tackles you. Yeah.
Decks you. I like that. I'd watch that.
Exactly. So if that can be done, I think esports, again, that's the key though, is to make it, because I've tried to watch esports. I tried to watch Overwatch, not to crap on Overwatch because I know how you feel about it, but I don't think that I never found it that interesting visually from an outsider standpoint.
Yeah,
to watch people play Overwatch.
It just looks like a mess of characters.
It does. It's
bullets.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who any of these people are. It's not that exciting, as opposed to something like even a PUBG, where when that first hit, that 1 versus 100, you're alone with nothing, and watching you do that was interesting. So I think that's the key, as with anything.
Watching me play was interesting?
Yeah, and watching you play was fun and interesting, yes.
It's far from an esport as it gets.
But it's that same concept of anything can be successful if you make it an interesting production for the viewer. And I think that's sort of the key.
That adds to it, the excitement.
Yeah.
Got a question right over here. Hi.
Yeah,
thanks for listening.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's a good question.
That was I think we only did one, and that was episode 100.
The best chance of getting a clip show. I don't like listening to myself. Like even just producing the show.
I don't like listening to you.
Yeah,
either.
sure. It's just it's a common thought amongst everybody. But so I think the best chance is like if people submit like the clip. I don't want to go look for clips. If people tell me like what clips they want, we could probably put it together, or Shanafan could put it together. It could happen. I'm a big fan of crowdsourcing.
That's basically the way it would happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe episode 1,000. That'd be a good, nice round number.
A nice round 1,000.
We have time for like
my
one more question.
My brain in a jar doing podcasts.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Right. Well, we'll help put you to sleep. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, right here. Well, I would just watch TV like I do every other night. It's basically, we've got it down, and we meet one night a week. We do it over Skype. It takes less than 2 hours to record the whole thing. And then the next morning I edit it, produce it, and it takes me less than 2 hours to do that. So it's not like a big time suck at this point. After you do 600 of them, you got the workflow down.
But who would you text with between shows?
That's the thing.
Yeah, like who would you who would you have like 90% of your conversations with?
We do talk a lot about
who
video
would your
games.
wife yell at you about talking more to than your significant other?
I talk to my wife about video games.
Yes,
she likes to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine doesn't. I'm like,
sorry. I'm sorry.
Thinking of classic moments on the CAGcast.
Yeah.
I was happening to use this stall over here in the bathroom.
Okay.
Right over here.
Yeah.
Before the show. And as I was going, I looked up, and there was a coat hanger hanging in the stall.
Right. Oh.
So
I think somebody just changed their clothes.
you don't think somebody was
I
just
think that's
Had a big poop?
CBD influence. In case of emergency, pull hanger.
Right. I will autograph any poop cutting hangers that you have.
Great.
No problem. I will, if they're clean. They have to be clean.
Pre-used.
Time for one more? One more question? Okay, right up here.
Yeah. That's a good-
Never!
I mean, you own the game.
I do own the
You
game.
own the game.
Every description of it makes me question the $1.24 I spent on it.
It's the closest thing to G.I. Joe in a video game.
Oh.
But then you describe the actual game to me, and it's everything
I'm telling
I hate.
you. It's the it's good because I like that. It's slowly paced, which I think actually you're gonna like. There's no jumping around like a crazy person.
He doesn't like
Fortnite.
when you have to start somewhere and walk to get to where the action is.
You don't really have to do that
A little
either.
walking.
The maps are pretty small.
Okay.
I'll
Not that
play
much.
one round with you.
That sounds
Okay.
exciting. We'll stream
One
it too.
round.
Did it. All right, last one, real fast. Go. Me.
That guy.
Thank you.
You're a terrible person.
There's sometimes there's a hidden message in there. I don't know if you guys have picked up on it, but there's the title of the song will have something to do with what we talked about in the episode. Yeah, there's
Spotify.
there's like a 1/8 playlist that I put together. Well, I think we're about out of time, but I want to thank everybody for coming. It was really a great way to celebrate 600 episodes. Thank you all for listening. It's really great. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thanks for coming. I mean, it's really great. Thanks. What are you doing? Shooting people?
Counting.
Finger guns?
Finger guns.
Oh, okay. Thanks, everybody.
Bread's done.
Thank
Forgot
you.
about that. I would have to record that in post.